MC Noble, Ash Noble, DJ Noble. Let me just move that out of the way for you. It's going down, people. We're back with another live. This live is a little bit exciting. And first off, I just want to apologise for not doing any lives for a while. And I've kind of jumped the gun a little bit with this one. So obviously, for those of you who may or may not know, if you follow me on social, you'll know that I'm playing Stomping tomorrow. I normally do like a stream, just sort of like reminding people of where I'm playing next. But because I've had this like internet trouble and this like internet issue, I've not really been able to get online to update you guys. And something pretty big dropped today, so I kind of just got that excited that I thought, you know what, I'm gonna jump the gun. I'm gonna jump the gun with this one, and you'll be pleased to know that Bounce Till You Drop is actually returning on the 27th of November. The least to say, I'm absolutely for it. Now, I had sort of like suspicions that they was going to have me back. I knew they was quite pleased on how my first sort of set went there with them. So I had an idea that there'd be a possibility that I would be back with them, and my possibilities that they were correct. And I got a phone call yesterday from one of the promoters from Bounce Till You Drop. It was just one of these little sort of like just a bit of a serious conversation just regarding the event and regarding the night kind of thing. And obviously they asked me if I wanted to play again, and they explained a couple of things. So this time I'm actually going to be playing some old school house and classic club anthems in room 2. Now, I'm buzzed about this. I am honestly over the moon about this because I love my club anthems. A few people have sort of said to me, why you're not in the main room again, and there's a simple reason why I'm not in the main room. And don't worry, it's nothing bad. It's not like I did something wrong, but they wanted to give me another chance or anything like that. It's just basically they want to make a different variety on the lineups, and I can understand where they're coming from, because if you have an event and every lineup is more or less the same apart from a few DJs, it will get boring after a while. So they like to sort of like push different people, and they like to have a different lineup more or less on each event, apart from obviously the people that run it themselves, that give themselves a slot. So they said this time, would I be happy to play the room too? And I was over the moon. I love my club anthems, as you all know. So if you don't want to be in that main room all the time, or maybe like you just want to get a little bit of a you can come into the room too. And me and a guy called Luke is just going to be smashing out the house and the club anthems all night. So it's just us more or less taking charge of the room. I think there might be somebody else joining us in the room as well, but it's just going to be full of like classic club anthems, and it's just set to be another good night. So obviously by the thumbnail, it's another strong lineup as well. Yes, big up Ash, respect. Yes, we got Bounce Till You Drop in the chat now. There's a massive strong lineup. So make sure you go and check them out on Facebook. They do a podcast as well, and they do an amazing job on the podcast. It's always banging music from the start to the end. Yes, we got Ashton himself. He's also just had a tune release on Bounce Heaven, and it's an absolute monster of a song. So make sure you go and check that out. Or I think it's due to come out anytime now. I can't remember if it has come out or not, but I'm sure he'll correct me. But yeah, it's a belting tune. It's very uplifting. It's got a very it comes on Monday. So if you want to check it out on the Bounce Heaven Digital website, check that out, and check that website out as well, because that website for digital tunes. I bought 2 songs on there this week. One of the songs, believe it or not, is from a guy who's actually on Next Bounce to Your Drop, and he remixed a classic. And for years I've been trying to find a decent remix of this tune, and when this guy actually released one on Bounce Heaven, I was over the moon. So I had to buy it, and then I got another tune. I think it was yesterday. I bought another tune from there, which again it's another classic. It's a banger. So I was buzzed, but yeah. So Bounce to Your Drop makes a return. So obviously, the last one was just such an amazing night that I've got other things coming up, but I just got so excited that I thought I'm going to jump the gun, because I am playing Stomping tomorrow. I'm doing Hard House in Room 2. I'm opening Room 2, which was a little bit of a last minute thing. I wasn't originally playing. I was actually originally down in Bristol doing some MCing, but I had to sadly turn that down. I had no way of getting there really, and the guy who was putting the night on, he wasn't really doing a great job of things, to be honest with you. And I live in Hull, so to go all the way down to Bristol for something that might have just been a really dead quiet night, it would have been a lot when you consider like fuel and hotel, and then you've got to eat food and so it was more like we was going to lose out more than gain anything from it. So I sadly had to let it down. So I was going to go to the Stomping anyway, but I got asked sort of last minute. They said, look, would you be up for opening up the Room 2? So I was like, yeah, I'll open it up. But obviously, things have just spiraled. I've had some other booking announcements this week, and Bounce to Your Drop, that obviously dropped. So I just kind of got overexcited. But the last Bounce to Your Drop, as I've stated in many streams, I always go back to it as a sort of like, I don't know what the word, like as an example of a good night, and how like an event should be run, because they did everything on point. So when I realised there was another one coming out, it was just another night coming. It was just a buzz, and then when I obviously got asked to play, it was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna play. So on the night I'm gonna be playing so many old school club anthems, a few remixes as well. I've got some really nice remixes of old school stuff as well that will just have a little bit of a modern feel to it. And I've got some proper belting classics, but obviously I'll be taking a dive, and I'll be looking through for some more classics as well. Maybe some white label old school stuff, maybe some classic mashups, maybe some tunes that people won't have heard in mixed in this way, kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm just buzzed to be able to go and play some of my favourite old school house anthems that I love and enjoy to play. Some Paul Taylor retro is what I like to call it, because Paul Taylor does an amazing job with retro, and I like to play a lot of the tunes that he plays because I was heavily brought up on them, and they're like a big throwback to my childhood for me, playing those classic anthems. As my mum and dad, they were like big fans of the retro brand, and they would go to Tall Trees once a month, and they'd get a mixed CD. So there's going to be good. All the best tomorrow, Ash. I'll do my best. I'll put a really good set together for tomorrow, and literally there's loads of hard house classics, and it put me right in the mood for it, because I remember about I'd say around about 2010, 2011, my dad had a Hard Dance Anthems CD on his iPad. It was mixed by Andy Whitby, Matt Lee. I think it was mixed by Callie Gage and a couple of other people. So when they asked me to do this set, it was like, I've got to pull some of them classics out. And yes, you'll see me in November. Trust me. Absolutely buzzing for it. Back to Bounce to Your Drop anyway. So it's the 27th of November. It's at the Light nightclub in Scunthorpe, and that is an amazing venue by itself. I've been there twice now. I went to another night there, which sadly just was a poor dead night. It wasn't promoted very well, but a friend of mine knew the guy who was putting the night on, and they'd asked us to come down. So yeah, we said we'd come down. We had a free night. The music was all right, you know, good house music, but it was a Friday night, and there was just barely any promotion in it. And the guy himself who was putting the night on, he didn't really seem that interested either. It was more just like having a piss up to him, you know, getting drunk and, you know, just getting behind the decks in a club himself rather than, you know, actually putting a decent night on with any thought behind it. And I know because they've run nights in Hull, the same brand, and, you know, they've been dead. No offences to it, but yeah, the venue's an amazing place. It's just got such a good feel to it. Like, you know, you don't expect on the outside what you see when you go inside. And it just really is really well put together, the venue. It's recently been refurbished that I'm aware of. And it's just got a really modern feel to it. The sound system in there is wicked. There's a VIP balcony. There's obviously the room too. There's a really nice, decent smoking area with loads of seats outside. There's some nice seats in the venue as well. So if you don't want to stand all night, and there's, you know, the toilets are nice and clean, and, you know, it's just you go there and, you know, you get a good feel and you just enjoy yourself. So we're obviously buzzed for it. So yeah, so obviously as things get closer, I'll do more streams, and obviously I'll do more like announcements. So yes, a big announcement after Xmas. Yeah, a massive announcement after Christmas, apparently. I don't know what it is. So nobody other than obviously Bounce to Your Drop, if anyone watches this when it's not live, don't ask me what it is, because I don't know what it is. And then even if I did know, I would not tell anybody anyway, because I made that mistake once. I got booked somewhere, or there was a possibility, I think, of me getting booked somewhere, and it was just something as little as in a comment, replying to a comment to someone. I gave a little bit too much information away, so I've learnt now that my lips keep sealed. But on an honest note, all I know is that there is something announcing after Christmas, but I don't know what it is. I'm not, you know, I haven't got a clue. I just know it's good. I just know something's announcing, and that's all I know. And that's all I want to know as well, because I like surprises. I like that sort of like on the edge excitement of wondering what it can be, and having them thoughts in my mind of, you know, different, you know, things it could be. So there we go. Oh, I'm gonna cut the live anyway because I'm getting a phone call in. But like I say, Bounce to Your Drop. Get ready for it. I'll update people.